Hey YouTube, so I have a short video today. First I'd like to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that are watching. Second, for my Father's Day we went to Goodwill and along the way found a comic book shop that I had never been to. So we decided to stop in there and take a look around. But first, Goodwill, we only went to one, and it was the same one that I had found the Nintendo games at, so I figured we'd try our luck again and see if maybe they had something else there worthwhile. Unfortunately, they didn't have Nintendo games. They had a couple of other random things though. The first thing I'd like to say though is if you watched the video when I did get the Nintendo games, you saw I think I pointed out that I got a Game Genie. If I didn't, it was in the bag with the games. And so what I did was, it was just the Game Genie and it had no case or box or anything. So I took this old VHS case and printed like a cover for it. And it actually fits like exactly in there. There's like stoppers on it, so that it sits in there as a protective case for it. It doesn't rattle around or anything. I also went through the trouble of printing out like a little book for it with all of the codes and the updated codes and all that stuff. So yeah, because I can't stand having something not in a case. So I felt it was necessary to. So if you have a Game Genie and you don't have a box or anything, these VHS cases, like this, it's the clear, hard plastic ones, they're perfect for the Game Genie. And I believe that this came from a VHS tape, The Land Before Time, and we got that at Goodwill for like 30 cents, so it was basically a 30-cent case for the Game Genie, and yeah, so that worked out. So the Goodwill that we went to was really dry. There were like no games, except a couple that I had found. And they had, first thing I did was look at the board games as usual, and they had a couple of scenic games, but unfortunately I don't like to buy especially scenic games when I don't have enough time to check if all the pieces are there. And we had left kind of late today, so we only had like a half an hour to look around, and it's a pretty big Goodwill. So I just kind of, there was two there that I didn't have, scenic games. There was the TV version and a Disney version that I don't have, but we just didn't have time for me to check through them and for me to look for other things as well, so I just kind of left them there. But what I did find was looking through the CDs for any like PS1 games or anything like that. I found a Dreamcast game, Sega Bass Fishing, but I left it there because it's really not worth the trouble. And I don't have a fishing rod adapter for my Dreamcast anyways, so it was not a big find. But I did find a 2.0 web browser, and it's brand new, wrapped in the packaging. So this will go nice with that boxed Dreamcast that I got. It did not have a web browser in the box, so I'm going to put this in there in its place, but it's still sealed, and it was in a CD rack, so it was $1. And then I went by the videotapes because I checked there whenever I go to Goodwill's, and I suggest that you do that because sometimes they will put Genesis games in that area if they're still in their cases because they don't know any better half the time, and they think that they're VHS tapes maybe or whatever, I don't know, or maybe that's just they fit better there. And if they charge 50 cents for their VHS tapes, there's a darn good chance you're going to get the Genesis games for 50 cents if they're there in their cases. So I checked in the VHS tapes, no Genesis games, not even any really good movies or anything. But there was this, and it looked valuable, so I picked it up, but it turns out it's only like $10. But it's an audio cassette, Star Wars Heir to the Empire, and it's still sealed. It's brand new in here, and it's from 1991. And like I said, it looked valuable because it's like mint condition, still in the plastic and everything. but $10 on Amazon. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or sell it. Who knows? One other thing I'd like to add: if you watched my Garage Mahal video, you saw that I got that Stratego board game sealed, and I picked it up for $3, and also got the Twisted Metal case with it for free, pretty much. $3 for that, and I decided to resell it to put towards other things, and I wound up getting $35 plus shipping for it. So I made a pretty good profit off of that, and I was happy about that. And then, so looking around, I found a couple of little handheld electronic games like Sudoku, and I always turn them on to see that they're working right, to see that they even turn on. And if they don't turn on, it could be just batteries, or it could just not work. I don't usually take the chance. They had another one called Super Sudoku, but it did not turn on. So, like I said, it could have been the batteries, but I don't really chance that. I don't want to bring home a broken game, so I just don't pick those up if they don't. But that one turned on, and then I got this. It was in the box. I already took it out of the box because I plan to keep this. It's a casino game, and it's got like 5 different games on there. Different casino games. It's pretty good. It's got voice and sound and lights and all that stuff, and it looks like a little arcade machine. So it's actually pretty high quality. I checked on eBay, brand new. There's like $25-$30 for this thing. There was a price tag on it for $35 from the department store. I paid $3 for it, and it's got the box instructions, inserts, all this stuff is there. They had 2 of them, but much like the Sudoku thing, the other one didn't turn on, and it could be corrosion or just no batteries in there at all. Who knows? But I didn't want to really bother spending $3 on something that did not work, so I got the one that did turn on, and it does work, and my kids were already loving that thing. I'm getting to the video game stuff soon, don't worry. There's not much of it, but I'm getting to that. They had these 5 packs of playing cards, 52 cards, playing cards, for $1. They were taped together, which kind of ruined the front of a couple of them, but that's fine. They're just playing cards, and I needed some playing cards. I really didn't have any that were in good shape, so 5 packs of cards for $1. And then, okay, so I'm looking around, and my girlfriend's like, okay, are you ready to leave? And I was like, well, yeah, and I took another pass down the aisle, and I actually walked by this before, I guess, or they just put it on the shelf, but for the Wii Babysitting Mama, and it's in really good shape, no scratches, and it was complete, book and everything in there. So I got that, and I'm like, oh, I'm really into like the gimmick games where you need the extra stuff to play them. I really like those kind of games, so this was awesome. And the first thing I thought was I got to get the little doll, because this comes with a doll, and so I got to pick that up. And I actually thought a couple months ago of picking it up off eBay. I'm glad I didn't, because a couple minutes later I'm looking around the shelf and I see this sitting on the shelf. So, and it's the box and everything. Yeah, and I actually took it out already. But so I got the doll and I got the box. It's missing an insert for the box that the game goes in and stuff, but that's fine. It still sits on the shelf nice. So I got the doll and I got the game, and it had no price on it. So I brought it up to the register, and she says, "Oh, what is this?" And I said, it's just like a stuffed animal or a stuffed toy and a DVD in there." And she doesn't know what the price of the stuff is. So obviously she just charged me for the DVD. So $2 I paid for the doll and the game and the box. But the best part was, like I said, I've already taken it out and put it away. But the best part was there was a Wii remote in the back of the doll. So not only did I get the doll in the box with the game, I also got a Wii remote with it, a white one. It wasn't Wii Motion Plus control, but it's still a Wii remote, and $2 for all of that. So that was a pretty good deal. I mean, it kind of made up for everything, because I've been actually wanting to get this thing. Like I said, I'm really big into the gimmick games. If you saw my game room, you see I got guns and dance pads and the Wii Fitness pad and drums and guitars and blah blah blah. I can go on forever. I have all of that stuff that I've been getting because I love them. Okay, so that was it for Goodwill. They were closing. I spent like, I think total it was $10 for everything, $10 or $11. Okay, so then we're headed home, and I see a comic book store, and it says comics and hobbies, and I'd never been there before. So you know, we stop in, and they were just about to leave for the day, but the guy was in the car next to us, and he says, "Oh, you guys come on in." So he opens up the store again for us, and he just sits there waiting until we decide what we want. We walk in, and it's like nerd nirvana. I mean, there's just so much anime and toys and comic books and everything, and it was just gigantic inside, and he had everything you can think of. And the best part of it was, he tells me everything that's $20 or more is half price today because of Father's Day. And I said, fantastic. So I wound up getting a couple of things there. First thing I got, when I saw it, I knew exactly I was going to get it. It was marked 20, but he sold it for 10 because everything 20 or more is half price. It is a box with a Frostmourne letter opener. I guess it's a pretty hefty letter opener, but a mini version of the Frostmourne sword, and it's in I don't know what that is, and at the risk of sounding racist, Chinese, Japanese, I really don't know. It's Asian lettering. Okay, so yeah, a mini Frostmourne for $10, and it's a beautiful looking piece, and it's got little blue gemstones in it and everything. You can't really see those in the camera, but yeah, $10, and the box is just awesome. Alright, so then I got that, and then for another 10 I wound up getting a box of little Nintendo figurines, and it had Mario in there. They're about 5 inches tall. It has Mario, Koopa Troopa, which he's kind of tough to stand up, honestly. I mean, he'll stand up, but he wobbles forward a little bit. Toad, and I'm choking him. Yoshi, which is the only one whose arms don't adjust. They're stuck to his stomach. So Yoshi. And the coolest one, I thought, and I don't have anything by this character, so I was really happy that this was in there, is Donkey Kong. I don't have anything decorative from Donkey Kong at all, and this is a pretty hefty figure too. They're high quality figures. They're vinyl, but they're really heavy vinyl. They're good quality, and they're adjustable. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyways, it was a slow day, not a lot of stuff, but I mean, I did get a good deal on that babysitting mama thing. And for anyone wondering, I am still sort of in the making of the video for the Universal game cases and where to get them, and how to make your game collection look really, really good, you know, instead of going to eBay to get them. You can do it yourself for way cheaper. So I'm going to come up with that video pretty soon. If it's not the next video, then it should be the video after next. And I'm going to work on it a bit harder to get it done. There's actually some extra stuff I have to do with that video in order to get it put together. But it's in post-production, I guess. So anyways, just like, comment, subscribe if this is your first time viewing. Thank you for viewing my channel. And I'm here for the long term. You know, you should see me every week, every other week. But I'll definitely have a ton more videos for you guys on stuff that I find, and hopefully the next one is better than this. We plan to hit a few Goodwills and maybe a thrift store in the next video. So, alright guys, like I said, comment, subscribe, and catch you later.